If you like the content on this channel, please consider subscribing and becoming a member today.
Authors and artists work really hard on their stuff, so please support them using the links below. Sponsored by Miles Kirby!
With the villains vanishing, the gang decides to regroup at the lookout. Goku informing Dende is taking care of Piccolo's injuries, while the Supreme Kai ponders on what these scoundrels could be up to. Having been healed from his wounds, the Namekian warrior apologizes to the group for failing to track down Babidi. The Supreme Kai assures him he did his best, so he needn't worry about it. However, Piccolo does have a theory given the direction they were heading, before they seemingly disappeared. Then out of nowhere, Kibito comes careening down onto the lookout. Gazing in grave concern of his comrade, he exasperates the palace has been destroyed, to the horror of Shin. Kibito goes on to reveal it was none other than Babidi, Oob, and the Jiatais, who suddenly appeared, obliterating the palace of the Daikaioshin. Struggling to continue, his superior urges him to explain. Oob has absorbed the spirits stored in said palace, of which include the original 4 Kaioshin and the first generation of the Daikaioshin. Goku questions what the palace of the Daikaioshin is. King Kai enlightens him that it's a kingdom located on the Kaioshin planet in the world of the Kais, where all previous Kaioshin are enshrined. Reaching out, Kibito explains that they went after this box, but he managed to save it, which turns out to be a relic from the first Daikaioshin. As Dende steps in to do his thing, Shin is curious. Why would they be after this? Resolving he should open it and maybe he'll find some answers. Although, he notes he himself does not have the authority to open it because it once belonged to the Daikaioshin, who outranks him, worried it may even offend his spirit. Looking close, he notices a message. When the universe is threatened, open this box. Convenient enough, he takes this wording as a no-brainer. Inquiring to what's inside, turns out it's a scripture of some sort, written by the first Daikaioshin himself. And since Babidi was after it, it may have something to do with the Zero Universe. Reading the document, that's exactly what it is. Titled, The Pact with the Master of the Zero Universe. Goku astonished that the original Daikaioshin actually made a deal with this entity. He continues to read. At the birth of this universe, a powerful and intelligent force materialized. I originated from half of that energy. The other half brought forth Jiatai, or Jiatai. We ruled the universe together for a while, but when I used my energy to create new life forms, Jiatai decided he didn't want to share our world. This eventually led to a war of dominance for the universe itself. For many years, we were unable to overpower each other. However, in the end, I was victorious. To preserve the peace, Jiatai was exiled to the Zero Universe. At that time, we made a pact.
So one time, Jiatai and the Daikaioshin were one unified force.
Still trying to figure everything out for himself, the Supreme Kai furthers. The pact goes as follows. 1. Both parties agree to only operate within their own universe. A barrier, materialized from their own ki, will be set on both sides. 2. One's ki or physical body will never be allowed in the other's universe. When one wants to visit, it shall only be by means of an image. Even King Kai finds this interesting. And 3. The creation of the universal ki barrier will signify the closure of this pact. After that, both shall never be broken or unsealed. 4. This pact shall carry over to the descendants of both parties until the end of times. And with that, we now know how Jiatai became the master of the Zeroverse. Goku wonders aloud, if he and the Daikaio were born of the same energy, does that mean he could be immortal? Digging around some more, the Kaioshin finds yet another document, but unfortunately, most of it has become unreadable with time. But what is legible seems to be more of a personal note from the Daikaioshin, stating his belief that Jiatai has a greedy desire for power, and he is worried he will attempt to break the pact someday. And after using his own energy to create life, he no longer has the strength to stop him. And I'm sure being absorbed by Boot doesn't help things. But the revelation that the Daikaio wasn't even a match for this force sends chills down Piccolo's spine. Even Goku sports a stern face. Continuing, therefore, you shall need the help of the race of. King Kai asking, which race? The letter S stopped there, the final word not being readable. Regardless, they resolve that the power of this Zeroverse master must simply be enormous. And if he were to enter their own universe, it's very likely they wouldn't stand a chance. After all, the battle with the Jiatai force proved they're on another level. Questioning how they can be stopped, Shin believes they need to avoid conflict at all costs for now. But Vegeta isn't very happy with this plan, scoffing that Saiyans should be proud to fight such powerful adversaries. But Goku actually sees eye to eye with the Kaioshin, knowing their goal should be to merely keep their enemy from escaping the Zeroverse, not to start a war.
Supreme Kai, I have a question. If Jiatai is really that powerful, Then why does he need the Dragon Balls?
This brings a silence to the lookout. It could only mean one thing. Shenron can do something they cannot, believing it has to be related to the key barrier spoken of in the pact, though Goku offers a rebuttal, doubting the Dragon Balls can override the Daikaioshin's key.
Fair enough. But what other reason could there be?
Shin thinks hard on this topic before Dende announces. Logically, the dragon does not possess such power, but he could still use them to indirectly break the rules imposed by their pact, giving Shin an idea. But wanting to develop it just a bit further, tells the gang to give him a moment, though this does get their attention. Believing he has the answer, Goku ushers him not to keep everyone in suspense. His theory is as follows. Jiatai wants to use the Dragon Balls to forge a new body in this universe. With this new body, he will absorb the ki of the first Daikaioshin and the original 4 Kaioshin that Oob is currently carrying. With the power of all, he may have just enough strength to destroy the barrier. Inquiring if Shenron has the power to create him a new body, Dende believes he would, certainly if it were just an empty vessel, but if he's able to reunite with his original body from the Zero universe. Goku chimes in that all hope isn't lost, showing he still has the 4-star ball. However, from here on in, they'll have to tread very carefully, especially while the enemy has a hold on Pan. But as bad as things may seem, Shin announces that Jiatai is still the one with the great disadvantage, with everyone wondering what he means. It's explained that as long as Oob carries the ancient Kaioshins, he cannot enter the Zeroverse. And while they hold the final Dragon Ball, Jiatai cannot enter theirs, hence his desire to wish for a body outside the Zero universe. As things currently stand, he can't absorb the ki from the Kaioshin, and still can't break the pact. So the new plan is to find Babidi and Oob in order to regain possession of those spirits. When Mr. Satan enters the scene, apologizing that he overslept, but upon realizing they still haven't found Pan, returns to being a broken mess. Meanwhile, questioning his henchmen if they figured out anything about their opponents, one merely states that they aren't too powerful, but a couple, calling themselves Saiyans, are the biggest threats of them all. Not willing to take chances, it's revealed that Jiatai himself has been the one accompanying Pan in the Zero universe. He demands they explain, telling that solely based on their detectable energy, the Jiatais far outmatch him, but they seem to possess tremendous life force. Demanding further elaboration, the henchman describes the potential of what we know as the Zenkai boost, noticing it's a trait unique to only the Saiyans that allows their power to skyrocket upon recovering from near death. Taking note of this discovery, Jiatai himself hasn't heard of anything like that in the 7th universe, then asks his men how confident they are they can attain victory, of which they are very confident. Then inquiring if Shindy was able to complete his task. Believing he's on his way, the henchman confirms this as well, explaining they had one of their weaker comrades, Piccolo, track him, but he was easily taken care of. And with this, all is going according to plan. All they need to do now is get that final Dragon Ball, warning his men not to take these Saiyans lightly. In the Zeroverse, Jiatai returns to Pan's side, informing her he's found a way for the young girl to go back home. Spouting that's great, Pan admits she wants to go home immediately. But there's a problem, as Jiatai tells her she can't travel on her own, and he'll have his friends escort her. Then, in an attempt to rattle some information out of her, brings up that she said her dad and grandpa were Saiyans, inquiring to how strong she thinks they are, who explains they could destroy a whole planet if they wanted. Then asking if there are other Saiyans that she knows of that aren't in her family. But with the exception of Trunks and Vegeta, she believes she was told once that Vegeta has a brother somewhere in space. But that's it. With Shindy, Babidi, and Oob, the little wizard ecstatically shouts that their master's plan is halfway completed. But with their unambiguous flying, the Z-Fighters quickly sense him out. Goku, not wanting to waste any time, rushes to give chase, but Shin insists he hand over the Dragon Ball before he goes, as it could be unwise to have it on him, which the Saiyan agrees, as Mr. Satan offers to watch after it, and blurting out, his power's so low, they shouldn't even be able to detect him. With that, our heroes take to the sky, but already, it appears Shindy and Jiatai have rendezvoused, who is infuriated Oob is unable to enter the Zero universe, confirming the Yes-Man admits they're unsure why, but a great force prevents him from passing through. But Jiatai quickly deduces it's because of the pact and that he now carries the Daikaioshin. Barking orders, Shindy is commanded to protect the Majin at all cost, and to also take Pan with him in exchange for the Dragon Ball. Not far away, Babidi awaits the return of the others, noting Oob, or from his point of view, Boo's energy has increased even more than from what he remembered. So after all this is done, the Master should reward Babidi by gifting him an entire galaxy of his own. But with the Z-Fighters soon to arrive, the wizard has his work cut out for him.